Alright, welcome back to round 3 of Legacy Legends Brisbane 2018. Bringing you some sweet Legacy action. I am Chris, and I am joined by...
Jesse Lawler.
And Isaac Sherhog. And we're watching some Mud play against a Loam deck.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got Tim Go against Tim Collings. That's going to get confusing for sure.
Battle of the Tims.
We've got Tim Go on aggro Loam, so 4-colour Loam. Relatively standard 4-colour Loam list, which means almost nothing, right? It's 4-colour Trade Binder, Green Sun Zenith, Chalice of the Void, play sweet green-black cards, splash red and white because why not? Those cards are pretty good. We've got the Queen Marchesa, so that we can...
main deck?
Yeah, definitely. So grab the Monarch and draw some cards if we remember the triggers. Otherwise, the sideboard is looking relatively standard as well. We've got Tabernacle, Golgari Charms. Night of Autumn is an interesting new addition. 3 Leyline of the Void.
I am not
let's crack open that can of worms.
We'll skip past that. He's wrong, but okay.
I like 3 ley lines, just because you never want more than one.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. Okay. So what is...
we're playing against Tim Collins, who's also playing a Chalice deck. This is Chalice Mud, so it's also Trade Binder, but he's gone straight to the artifact section, and he's just dumped out everything that looks good and is colourless.
I'm just looking at like the playset of Trinisphere, Chalice,
Yeah,
etc.
Playset of Trinisphere in the sideboard, Chalices in the main, Mox Opals, Goblin Welders, Metal Workers, Worm Coil Engines, Blight Steel Colossus, Platinum Imperium, Steel Held Kites, Lightning Greaves, which is a bit spice, but sure. Ancient Tomb, City of Traders, Walking Blisters on the side, Source of Spyglass on the side, Triskelion on the side, Duplicate on the side. Bunch of good artifacts, bunch of hate, Lodestone Golems, and yeah, just ways to ramp out silly colourless creatures.
Alrighty, well let's get down to the action. Alright, we've got Tim Go on the play. Both players keep 7. Mox Diamond, Pitch Grove, Play Grove, Dark Confidant.
That's a pretty strong opener.
That is about as good as it gets for this deck. It's exactly where it wants to be.
And Revealing Land is perfect.
I love flipping zeros.
He's got another Dark Confidant.
Get that card advantage.
What is the cost of this greatness?
So what do we think about this matchup?
I think if he can get a Loam and start wastelanding and keep him on mana denial, then he has a chance in getting ahead of him. I think the Chalice is important for both players, and just controlling the board and denial.
So we see Tim Go here going for as much greatness as possible. Ooh, Metalworker.
Metalworker, that is a scary card.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard to Chalice what that puts out.
Oh.
Decay is the answer.
There's an answer right there. And a Knight of the Reliquary, which is going to be able to pull up those wastelands to get rid of his animates.
The cost of greatness, though. 5 life. Here we go.
I think I'll say that Decay snaps off. Crazy. In 4.
Alright, we see the black mana come down here for the Liliana of the Veil in hand, most likely.
It's like the cycling land?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But Liliana of the Veil are generally pretty good against combo-ish decks. Although Welder's going to give Tim Collings the opportunity to get a lot of those cards back out of his graveyard.
Just seen a Lodestone Golem played by Tim Collins, which makes non-artifact spells cost 1 mana card.
And another Abrupt Decay off the top. Man, drawing 3 cards a turn in your non-blue deck.
Is that busted, Chris?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's busted.
It's up there with some strong AKs.
Yeah, Lily just neg it out. This is...
Through the tax. In for 4.
It's pure punishment for playing Welder Mud.
And the
as it should be.
The Ancient Tomb is really hurting Tim Collings too.
He's got to find an answer this turn or it's all over.
Grim Monolith off the top. It looks like he's got some Forge Masters in hand. So
Teague.
Coldurtha Forge Master is...
Teague is a card.
pretty spicy card that we should probably put up on screen, let people have a look through. That's a big engine in this deck of Tim Collins's, allowing him to search out a lot of very powerful artifacts from his deck. Alright, so we're going to see him tap Tomb.
And his 2 artifact lands there. Just playing something for 4 or possibly 5.
Oh, we have the new player on the street, Assassin's Trophy. It's gonna make light work of the Cold Author Forge.
So we got another Dark Confidant, or Bob as he's better known.
Taking 6 to your Bobs.
I feel like it's
got to be game at this point.
That's game. Yeah, scoop up.
Yeah, so at that point, scoop them up. Alright, what have we got? Sideboards. So we've got Legacy Mud List from Tim Collins. We've got 4 Trinisphere, 3 Tormod's Crypt, 3 Blood Moon, 1 Walking Ballista, 1 Sorcerer Spyglass, 1 Triskelion, 1 Duplicant, and 1 Spine of Ishsar. So I think here we're probably going to see the Blood Moons come in for sure. Tormod's Crypt.
Maybe Crypt for the potential Loam. I'm not sure if that's too worrying for Tim Collins. What else do you see? Maybe Spyglass?
Something like Trinisphere could slow down Tim Go's deck a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe even the spicy Duplicant.
So it looks like he's bringing in the Spine and the Duplicant.
I'd be very surprised not to see the Sorcerer Spyglass come in as well.
Yeah. And from
out of Tim Go,
we got like Tabernacle, 2 swords and 2 Thalia, 2 Golgari Charm, a Knight of Autumn, the 3 Leylines. I don't think anything's too relevant.
The Knight of Autumn's going to come in.
The Knight of Autumn. The Knight of Autumn for sure. There is the Vraska Golgari Queen.
That probably comes in also.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that coming in. And the 2 swords probably, just to deal with these bigger creatures that he can pump out really quickly. But other than that, not too much. Do we see the Tabernacle? Probably not.
Probably not. He's got Liliana of the...
Makes way too much mana.
Makes plenty of mana. It's not going wide, he's going tall, so you're probably not worrying too much about that. You're probably putting down more creatures than him in that sort of game.
I'd put it in just to flex on people, but that's just me. $2,000 sideboard card? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I don't even need it. I'm just going to put it down just to mess with it.
Yeah.
Get a no board, just have a super expensive swamp.
Tim Collins is more than able to pay. Alright, so Collins on the play, keeps 6, scries to the top. Here we go. Oh, thinking about it.
Turn 1, Ancient 2.
18.
Is this a Sorcerer's Spyglass or a Chalice?
Yeah, I mean, Chalice is not a great card in this matchup.
Especially on 1, I think it's very relevant. Maybe on 2, like I could see it 2. Stops the
2
Assassin's Trophy.
Stops the Loam loop going as well.
Spyglass. I completely forgot about that. Look at hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a very powerful effect. Oh, and we see the Ajani Vengeance. There we go.
That's some spies right there.
Alright, so he's going to name Wasteland with the Sorcerer Spyglass. Pass the turn.
And he has played the Tabernacle.
No, that's a Krakus.
Oh, okay.
So,
my bad.
No, you're good. Oh, Lodestone Golem.
This is representing a pretty quick clock.
And it's going to let him get out ahead of Tim Go's mana production. Ooh.
It's a good way to circumvent it.
Yeah.
Can't cast that one, mate. There we go.
There we go.
Dark Confidant. It did him wonders the first game. Let's see if it can help him out here.
No blocks.
No blocks? No. Tough call.
It's a hefty clock. Put that clock up against the fact that he's also going to be flipping cards to Bob. That's rough.
There's some ramp there with the Brimwall.
It's not a bad way to lose a City of Traders if you have to use it to play Grim Monolith.
He names Goblin. It's probably just for Welder.
And a Worm Coil.
Just to make red. And a Worm Coil engine. That.
There's the first Wasteland of the game. Just to recap, the Wasteland's been named by the Sorcerer Spyglass.
You can still tap for mana, but can't use its ability to destroy non-basic lands.
So we've got a City of Traders, and is it maybe
Looks like
another
a
Worm Coil?
second Worm Coil engine. That might just lock the game up, but I'm sure he can't. Doesn't look like he can cast it currently. Probably just assuming for
Yeah, that doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
I think this one is almost over.
But he hasn't Johnny even.
Gaining 6, dealing 4.
We don't know yet.
I mean, yeah. Look, he's probably going to be able to keep that Worm Coil engine tapped, but... No, there's 2 lands in the graveyard now, too. Knights are 4/4.
Still just going
They
to
can
be
kill the
a nice big
birds.
chump blocker for the Worm Coil engine.
Just 4 color loam things.
Average threats.
Backed up.
There we go, Vengeance. We've seen it.
Tap it down.
Get him.
Not untapping.
Doing some quick math.
Am I dead? I think I'm dead. And we
He's
see
figured
the
out he's
untap
not-
of Monolith, and I think we might see a concession of this second Worm Coil here. Unless he's ripped some spice.
Metalworker, I think the draw
yeah.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
More land. Not that he needs it, but that's what the thing is.
Looks like just 2 lands and a loam. Tim, go.
Sort of, I mean, what else can we see here? We can see a block and a sack of the scrubland to go and get maybe a Maze of Ith.
Yeah, a maze would keep him alive in the short term if he didn't have the if he doesn't play the second Worm Coil engine. He can hold the board down by preventing his lodestone from moving forward. And then potentially after he's got the maze, if he's running Ghost Quarter, pull a Ghost Quarter out of his deck for more mana denial.
So we are going to see a block. I imagine there's going to be... Oh, okay.
No.
Am I missing something on board?
Is that 3
Could
lands?
activate it there, right? Maybe it's just nothing relevant that I can think of currently. Second Worm Coil.
Not a lot of nice stuff in hand here.
Just,
Loam
again,
and
2
2
lands.
lands.
It's not great.
Oh, cast Loam for no targets. He's taking 6 this turn for sure.
Looks like Tim ripped another cabin there.
Cavern and a Metalworker looks like the 2 cards in his hand.
Do you think
You just take out the...
Do you think Tim takes out the Ajani here, or do you think he just goes face? I think
He's
with,
on 8.
I think with Tim go
Chump
here.
blocks with a Dryad Arbor.
Yeah. I think with Tim go here on 8 life, I think you just go face, right?
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
winning this race no matter what.
He can deny you one of the Worm Coils, but you've got redundancy with the second one. You just go face and only worry about it when it gets time to ultimate, which you're probably going to win the game before that becomes a problem.
Here comes Metalworker.
Especially as now he's probably going to have to down ticket to Helix, the Metalworker.
Buying back his blocker, looks like. Probably just going to see another plus Johnny to tap down and play Dryad Arbor for a blocker.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think though, if he keeps this Loam loop going for Dryad Arbor, I mean, it's a losing proposition, right?
Yeah, you're just going to
Yeah,
mill yourself
yeah.
out eventually, really, unless you Not sure they can get back
draw
in the league,
into
really.
maybe some cycle lands to draw some other opportunities, but it's not a good line at that point in time. Not that he has many other options, but
Maybe
it doesn't
to
look as
dig
though.
for Mazavith. Potentially could help out.
2 of them.
And Tim not even needing the mana at this point, just attacking with his metal worker.
So we're going to see another dredge.
Just looking for the
So Knight of
graveyard.
Autumn, Bramble.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to have in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Although even then, I mean, Knight of Autumn's not great against the Wormcoil engine.
Yeah, it just changes one big threat to 2 smaller threats.
Which on this board state is not an upgrade.
Deal 3 damage to the Metalworker.
Yeah.
Just clear it out.
Well,
Play Dryad Arbor, just another block. Johnny's probably going to bite the dust. Yeah.
although at this stage, again, he's ticked down, so both of those Wormcoils are on tap at this stage. Whether or not he worries about a Johnny will be interesting to see. That's a nice draw to there as well. He's just drawn a Blood Moon, which turns off his a lot of the Loam players' deck.
Can't play it yet, though.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Kevin naming Blood Moon?
Yeah, name it,
Yeah.
That's a legal player.
Uncounterable.
Okay,
Eat it.
so he does take out Johnny. It was providing him just like enough to keep him in the game, so may as well close it out by knocking it out.
Yeah, I think it's right here in this situation where you've got the 2 Wormcoils to attack with.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
Yeah, it's just, I guess it depends whether or not you are more concerned with his blockers and you want to close out the clock or deny him from a chance of from holding down your resources. So if you want to have him be forced to block, you attack his face, in which case you get rid of the Dryad Arbor and make him continue with the loop. And if you wanted to get rid of the Ajani to prevent him being able to have more potential answers on board, then you attack the Ajani, which is what we want him to do.
Alright, we're going to see
Just
the...
digging for answers here. Scoos was the pickup, I believe.
Yeah, doesn't have the mana to play at the moment. There is a bit of food in the graveyard for Skoos, though. Although, I mean, it's not going to matter against the Death Touch. The Wormcoil engine.
They just decay on something, I don't know, cycle.
He's digging for probably... I mean, Assassin's Trophy gets rid of one of them, but yeah, again,
It still makes 3/3, like it's still gross.
he's not got a lot of answers in his deck to...
Yeah. Might see a draw step in there. Okay, Dredge again. There's Ith.
There's a Mazavith, which
T.
may help to buy him a turn if he can get back Mazavith, Dryad Arbor, and means to play a second land. But not sure how that's going to work.
I only play one of them.
Yeah. Being at 5 white, that's going to make things a little bit difficult.
We're going to see the Skoos come down to block and then just maze one of them. Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, having a quick look at deck lists, Tim Go doesn't have any way of playing more than one land per turn. There's no exploration type effects in the deck.
Yeah. So he's just stalling until he can get those two lands in play and continue to stall until he can hopefully find a way to answer that board that's just been plaguing him since the get-go.
Your poor old Tim Collins here is sitting with 2 Blood Moons in hand now. Desperately wanting to draw that mountain.
He probably wouldn't mind seeing an Assassin's Trophy at this point in time.
58 life seems like a lot.
It's a lot of,
Doesn't seem like that.
it's a lot of bolts.
I'm rooting for
What's that?
rooting for Tim Go.
What's
Aggro
that?
Loam can come back with him. It's good.
Storm is 29?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, I don't count that high. 10's my limit, mate. Just cycling through these lands, churning. Sylvan Library not going to help.
No, that seems medium at best at this point of the game.
The old.
As a bird player, I can see that Tim Collins' life is 20 volts.
Block maze.
See what you guys are doing wrong is it's still 10 infect after all this time. Alright, see a second cabin on Goblin. Cycle. Sure.
Digging.
And that Sorcerer's Spyglass was a clutch turn 1 play. Just meaning that he couldn't have his tomb lands. His tomb and his other lands stripped away by the wastelands.
You gotta hand it to the construction of this Loam deck, man. Like, it can grind.
Yeah, he has been.
It's been
more
pretty
or
annoying,
less,
to be honest.
like
If I was in Tim Collins' seat, I'd be getting pretty annoyed that he's just not dying. But
there's a Platinum Imperium that's gonna not Platinum Imperium, sorry,
Sundering Titan.
Sundering Titan. Thank you.
Gonna clean out.
That's gonna wipe away a lot of those lands on his.
Yeah, you get to pick an awful lot of land types on Tim Go's side of the board.
That might wrap it up, actually. Isn't it? Just kill the Stride Arbor forest. Or
He's just figuring out.
Dried Arbor is a forest,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can fetch it.
So your forest there, you pick your plains
dead,
on the
right?
scrubland, you pick your swamp on the bayou, you pick your mountain on the
think just
badlands.
Whatever. Yeah, as long as it kills the Dried Arbor.
I think once you've picked the Dried Arbor for the forest, it doesn't really matter beyond that point.
Come on, you guys. Savage victory is the best victory.
Just announce your mountain, your island, your swamp first. Just go the other way.
Yeah. And just Oh, that one. Yeah, the Dried Arbor.
So I think we saw Queen Marchesa come back into the deck there.
Yeah, probably opting for a more aggressive play on the play, maybe. Compare it out with these more summons.
And the 1/1 Death Touch creatures that are made when the Monarch switches are also pretty relevant.
Although it would have been interesting. I've been surprised in that previous game how much the Monarch trigger would have helped Tim, being that he was under pressure the entire match.
I mean, extra card.
He's done it.
Could even dredge it.
Yeah, extra tried for a turn, though. You still have to attack through his Worm Coil engines and successfully hit him for damage. So I think it's a good card if you're ahead or at parity, and maybe not as good when you're behind, although it does provide that Death Touch blocker for you and potential token engine, as well as card advantage.
Alright, so going into game 3, I imagine we're probably going to see more of the same. I think the scary thing here, at least from the perspective of Tim Collins, would be the Ghost Quad lock. It's certainly possible out of Tim Go's deck.
I think the important thing for both of these decks, or what we've seen, which makes it really crucial, is being able to have that 2-mana play on turn 1 to get out a Dark Confidant or a Sorcerer's Spyglass, or something to interact or get advantage over your opponent's deck in a way that just holds you ahead for the rest of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so we've got it confirmed. So Tim Go's going to be on the play keeping 7, and Tim Collins is going to keep the 6 and scry 1 to the bottom.
And it's got that Mox Diamond on turn 1, getting rid of that forest one.
No, cycling land.
No cycling. Apologies.
You're going to see Fetch off of Windswept Teeth.
Probably
short
Bayou. Yep, there's the Bayou.
Good way to kick things off. I didn't quite see the rest of what Tim Go's hand is here. Aggro Loam player.
He does like to play quick actions once he's decided his line.
He does.
Looks like a couple of soul lands and a lot of red cards in Tim Collins' hand.
What does the tomb come out first here, yeah?
Yeah.
You've got to imagine it's going to be the Tomb over the City of Traders.
Turn pass. Oof. Oh, I see. Draw.
Oh,
So
and
no
that's
dredge.
a great
Ooh.
top deck for him there. It's a wasteland.
Unsurprising to see that snapped off, and probably. Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
library.
library.
All right.
And there's that crucial that crucial card advantage which we were talking about before. If you can hold on to that and get rid of
Lotus Petal was a
and there's
massive
the-
pickup there.
the Blood Moon in response.
It's going to lose a little bit of its effect with the Mox Diamond already being out. So we're going to see the Sylvan Library activated here. Choosing not to dredge off one of the draws. That's a judge's fun time question.
And he's careful to keep those 3 cards separate from his hand until he decided to take them.
Just taking
Which
all.
has taken all 3 to give himself 4 damage for each additional card, meaning 8 in total.
He found that Ghost Quarter too, just one turn too late.
Although that Ghost Quarter, with Tim having the 2 soul lands, may mean that he would have had the mana for the Blood Moon anyway. Is a strange looking mountain he's just placed in play.
It's an alternate art promo, I believe. Alright.
What are we going to get here?
Night of Autumn, surely.
Autumn,
Just
just clear
rotating
out.
challenge.
Yeah, nice.
That's
He's moved it to the front, and he's...
Oh, spicy!
he's
I'll
nice.
get a
Straight
little
for the
reliquary.
draw.
He's just
He's
gone
just
for
like,
the
you know what,
beat.
this is actually locking my opponent out more than me, to be honest.
I've got lands in the yard, let's turn sideways.
That's it.
Green Sun shuffles back in, right? We'll get another one.
Let's do it again next time. He has
Now
a
you've
Mox
got
Diamond
the
there.
deck list in front of you there. Is Tim running any basics in his deck?
He's just one of the Singleton Mountain.
Other...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
right.
Tim
aggro
Go.
loam. So Timgo is running a forest, for sure. And that appears to be the only one.
Okay. I guess Mox Diamond.
Green Suns. Green Suns, I think? Yeah. How did he cast?
There's quite a bit of damage coming through here. I noticed Tim Goes being a little bit less liberal with his Sylvan Library activations.
Well, when he's at 7, he can hardly take those extra 2.
Oh, and it's a ready.
Oh,
Ready Scrap Savant.
not too many targets for that one as yet, but hopefully he can take up and loot away to find some answers for that. He's getting rid of a Wormcoat and draws into that
Sundering
Sundering Titan again. Unfortunately, there's only mountains at this stage, but he'll still get to get rid of one of his lands.
Oh, okay, so we see a dredge. Unsurprising, given that.
And there's that
Ah.
Knight, unfortunately, for Tim. He won't be able to play the Knight of Autumn, which is a new addition to this style of deck, coming out of the previous standard build.
So in for 6 here.
He's taking out that.
Another alternate mountain.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
that's a big draw.
Only for 2 this time. We see something along the lines of. Maybe not.
Let's get another dot. Oh, no. Excuse? Just eat on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a Screws at this stage to shut down his graveyard and stop it.
No activations just yet, though. However, he has managed to do with the Duretti, so he's built himself some time. It's looking to be a pretty formidable clock.
If he can just keep activating that, playing his Life from the Loam on his turn, he can fill his own graveyard with creatures and lands to both build his Knight of the Reliquary and provide food for his Screws.
Pretty follow up already. Big punishment there.
Pretty good rip. Getting back that way. Well.
Death touch on that one for engine's going to be quite annoying for Tim to deal with. Almost as annoying as the fact they're both named Tim, and it's really
Oh, Queen Marchesa. That is.
Not getting cast anytime soon.
No,
That's what
it
that
isn't.
is.
Yeah.
Blood Moon is a fun card.
It's a symmetrical effect, completely fair.
Alright, we're going to sacrifice Poor old Bob.
I think that was a straight up, please don't kill me, Dark Confidant attack. Not sure why else would attack me.
Unless we see the second one come down now.
That would have been Dark Confidant attacking Toretti, forcing the block and meaning that he won't lose to his own Dark Confidant trigger.
Mm. I wouldn't be too surprised here from Tim Collins' side to see that Sundering Titan get looted away. He's got pretty good control of the board at this point.
Yeah. Though he does want to play some big finishes eventually.
Sure, but I mean, I think at this point you're forcing then your opponent to use their green mana, right? They've only got the one source of green mana, and you're going to force your opponent to use that, getting rid of, but that does the same job.
Yeah, I don't think that Lone Star Golem's going to have as much effect at this stage of the game as well, as they both have plenty of mana. Tim Go, especially, has means of putting lands into play repeatedly with his Life and Loam and Night of the Wild Quarry, able to put lands in the graveyard and bring it back. And it's only the coloured sources which is denying at the moment. It doesn't have a way to deal with the Blood Moon.
Ooh, Assassin's Trophy. Still no way to cast it.
He does have the one basic forest in his deck, which he could use the Night of if he found a way to get that into play. He may be able to, with his Mox Diamond, Assassin's Trophy, the Blood Moon, and then from there take full advantage of his lands.
Should be a real unshackling, I think, at this point. Blood Moon, clearly very powerful against the 4-color deck.
Yeah, colorless is definitely. He doesn't have those soul lands to bring into to bring that matter acceleration, but playing mostly colorless with a splash of red is definitely not as hurt by that Blood Moon. Although, as I said, it is a symmetrical effect, so it's all.
We might have different interpretations of
what's
the word
fair?
fair.
I mean, it makes it hard to cast Searing Blade, sure, for full value.
Oh, another loot.
Yeah, another loot. Interesting. Guess we're going to Monolith this time. I didn't quite see what the pickup was there. Did you catch it?
No.
A metalworker
I can
activation.
only tell you it
That's
was
scary.
either a colorless creature or a land, which is almost no help at all.
So you reveal 3. Putting that.
So it's...
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Forge Master.
So Forge Master was the pickup there, and he had the Worm Coil and the Sundering Titan in hand. And he's
That
now...
is a hand of gas. Oh boy.
You get
Timigo, you're in trouble, my friend.
That is a clock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's gonna... I imagine a bunch of this stuff's gonna get sacked in a second. Darksteel Citadel remaining an artifact land underneath Blood Moon.
As Artifact is a super type and still doesn't is unaffected by the Blood Moon effect.
Do we see the Cold figure get Blightsteel and just finish it?
At the
It's only
type,
nothing.
I've been informed by the L2 standing next to me, shaking his head at my stupidity. Because I am barely a judge.
Right. Timgo carefully considering his options here. Looks like a man in need of a paddle.
Oof.
That is a bold play.
That, my friends, is a risky chump blocker. You've seen that.
We're going deep in search of greatness.
Truly greatness in any case. And that's ticked up to 7,
Yeah,
I
we're
believe.
gonna loot out of Duretti. I think a Lotus Petal picker? Nope. Maybe. I'm thinking about it. It's got a bunch. You can make a bunch of mana again.
My guess would be he's thinking about the Sundering Titan at this stage, just to further put more threats on the board. Might be a Monarch, is he what he picked up?
Yeah, I think we just see a bunch of this stuff happen post-combat now.
Yeah.
Because you want to get it with the 6/6.
Oh no, it is a Lotus Petal, you're right there.
There's a good amount of value, I think, here. If you want to sack things to Forge Master, there's a good amount of value in sacking the Loam Coil.
And yeah, as predicted, he's used that Dark Confidant as a chump blocker. I think for Tim Collins at this stage, it's not so much if he'll win, but in what way he'll win.
He's a long, long way ahead in this game.
It's just the Blood Moon was the clincher.
So we'll see them all the... Ooh, okay. Choosing the...
Also,
Maybe
just to hide the fact that he has a...
He doesn't have to do it now,
Yeah.
right? Still considering his options.
Tom
No
shaking,
forest
yeah,
drawn.
yeah.
And that's the
There we
handshake
go.
there.
Right, tough game there under Blood Moon for the aggro Loam player. Well played by Tim.
Already
Collins.
had the comeback, but
Yeah.
Tim Go being relentless there to just keep digging for answers and, maintaining what he could with the board and slowly, trying to find his way out of the situation. Difficult lines at the time.
Goes to show that you don't need to play blue to see a lot of your deck, right? I mean, he's managed to search through an awful lot of cards in this game.
Oh, and he did bring in the Life and the Loams.
the ley lines.
Oh, ley line, sorry. The ley line of the void,
Three
sorry.
ley lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, Tim Collins is pretty well known for playing this deck at the local events, so I'm pretty sure Tim Go probably knew that he could expect some kind of welder or Duretti interactions with the graveyard, reanimating some powerful artifacts, but there we
I
go.
can see Tim brought in his Triskelion, as well as the Spine, the Sorcerer's Spyglass, and the Duplicate, as well as the Blood Runes.
Yeah, no real surprise seeing the blood.
No. That one forest is probably not going to get on.